Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about being an artist on the Redbubble platform. And do you have to be a true artist where you're drawing every design in order to succeed? Let's go ahead and tackle this question through a comment that I got on my last video, okay? So my last video, well, not on my last video, but one of my last videos, print on demand, quality or quantity. And basically, if you watch that video, it was both. The answer was both. You have to do quantity, you have to do quality in 2022, not only because there's, almost 900,000 different sellers on Redbubble, but because these sellers are pumping out content on a daily basis. And so if you don't have quality, right, you're not going to stand out. But if you don't have quantity, you're not going to stand out either. It's like a, it's like a double-edged sword that you have to abide by. You have to go by in order to succeed. Now, a lot of people didn't like kind of not a lot of people. Some people didn't like the message as to how I say that I personally create 60 designs per day and everybody should strive to create as much as possible. Did I say that you guys have to do 60 designs per day as well? No. If you can, it's amazing, but if you can't, that's perfectly fine as well. I mean, I remember actually in a video very specifically I said, if you can create 10 designs per day and that's your limit, great, then do that, right? But to get to the point here, let's go ahead and read the comment about the video, and then let's go ahead and address it. So the comment is, the point is that you can't draw 60 really good designs a day. 1 to 2 is maximum. And uploading thousands is unreal for artists, and it's not needed. Look at the featured artists on Redbubble. They all have not thousands, they have 10 to 300. And the only advice for those who want to become featured artists is to go to art school and start drawing and painting. But what would the guru video about then? I don't know what that means when you say, but what would the guru video about then? I literally have no idea what that means, but, and featured artists get their tons of views from Redbubble, and of course that they have their sales because of that. So let's go ahead and get clear on things, okay? Redbubble is a business platform. It's not a platform for artists. Now, is it marketed as a platform for artists? Absolutely. But do you have to be an artist to be on the platform? No. And to prove that, excuse me, to prove that, right, when you create a piece of art on Redbubble, is there some sort of review process where somebody says, you know what, this art is not up to standard, we need drawings, we need artist level quality, and then they cancel it out? No, they allow everybody's art to go up, whether it be a simple text sticker or whether it to be some sort of elaborate design, right? So to be clear, Redbubble is not a platform for artists. That's what it's marketed to be, that's what it's said to be to its customers. But if we're creating and designing on Redbubble, we're not the customers, we're the contributors. Therefore, we are the ones that generate the income on Redbubble. Without the artists, Redbubble wouldn't have the customers, right? So I want to be clear on that. Now, you're right when you say it's literally impossible to draw 60 good designs a day. 1 to 2 is maximum. Well, my thing is that I don't draw designs at all, because there are image banks that have these drawings for me. Platforms like Canva, platforms like PNG Tree, all these other platforms, Vexels, for example, is another image bank where there are artists who draw for a living and they submit those drawings to these platforms so that you, the seller on merchandise, can utilize them for a cost, right? And they get paid for that. So for me personally, right, why would I sit there and draw only 1 to 2 designs a day? Meanwhile, I can access millions on the internet, right? And this is why I said, guys, you got to realize that if you're coming to Redbubble to do it as a hobby, it's much different than to do it as a business. And when I say a hobby, if you're an artist and you're going to draw anyway and you don't make any money from your drawing, yeah, you might as well put your drawings on Redbubble. But that's not doing it as a business. That's just doing it because you love to draw. I say, don't even care about the drawing, right? Leave that to the side. Treat Redbubble as a business because it's a trend right now, if you think about it. Like, there are people, like think about it. A website has 33 million visitors a month. that website is on the top right now. It's moving upward. We got to be part of it, right? Put that artist stuff to the side right now. We don't need to be artists. We need to be business people, and we need to make money to support ourselves and support our families, right? So that's kind of one of the aspects that I have. And by the way, guys, you guys don't necessarily have to agree with me. All I'm saying is that this is my outlook, okay? Now let's go ahead and target the other talk that you're saying. So uploading thousands is unreal for artists. So once again, Redbubble is not an artist platform. If you want to do business on Redbubble, you got to make business moves. And this is, guys, this is why there's this stigma around being a hungry artist, is because, you know, paralysis analysis. An artist can sit there and work on a design for 8-9 hours and it's still not perfect. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that is a almost like a DNA trait in all artists. They always can improve their art. They're always doing better, and that's a beautiful thing. But you got to remember, business operates differently. What makes you a good artist is much different than what makes you a good business person. That's why when I create my 60 designs per day inside the course, you guys are going to see in the design course, I created 60 designs in 34 minutes. 34 minutes. There was no tools, there was no softwares, no bots, nothing like that. It was very, very quick. And they were all by the way, designs that I didn't research, and they were already in good niches because of my design method, which, by the way, I'll share all of it in the course. The course is not out yet. It might be out later, but that's something I'll reveal in the course. And this is why another thing is that I look at this business, Redbubble, guys, as, I don't want to say something where I have to attack very quickly, but in reality, it kind of is, because all I'm focused on is speed and efficiency, quality, and then finally productivity. Productivity is the last aspect, right? If you master the speed, efficiency, and quality correctly, you're gonna get productive, meaning you're gonna get paid for what you do, okay? If you're a tremendous artist, well, you're mastering the quality area, but you're not mastering speed, you're not mastering efficiency, therefore you will not get paid, all right? Now, let's go ahead and fix this other argument where it says, look at the featured artists on Redbubble. They all have not thousands, they have 10 to 300. So this also is not true, okay? The featured artists on Redbubble, if you look at what it takes to actually get featured on Redbubble, it's much different than what people actually think. So if we go on Redbubble here, okay, it's not because of their art. It's not because of how good they are. So if you go to feature, you go here, you go to the top artists, okay? These top artists are quote-unquote featured. If you click on some of them will have high amounts of designs, and some of them won't. And let's go ahead and click on them. And some of them do have more than 300 designs, and some of them have less than 300 designs. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Look at this artist. Did I make this one up? No. 2,182 designs. Does it look like this person drew all of this? The answer is no. They found images online from an image bank and utilized them to sell. This is exactly my point. Yet they're one of the top artists in the game of Redbubble. Redbubble has came out and even put their icon on their website. So that just disproves your theory right there. I mean, we don't even have to go any further. 2,182 designs, top artist. Okay, that's to be clear. So this feature, this area right now, we prove it's wrong. Okay. Now here it says, and the only advice is for those who want to become featured artists. So once again, in order to get featured, and I've spoken about this before, but Redbubble has written an article specifically about this. And you can tell based on their article, what they're looking for the most is that you are promoting Redbubble off of their platform. Okay? So if you go to Instagram and promote them, if you have a blog and promote them, if you have a YouTube channel and you promote them, that's what will get you to become a featured artist. Essentially, they're giving a trade with you, right? You're getting them attention off of Redbubble, they're giving you attention on Redbubble. Okay? So that's how to become a featured artist. It has nothing to do with the quality of your work to become quote-unquote featured, okay? Because if you think about it, what is quality? Most of the time, unless, like I said, and I've said this rule before, unless it is head and shoulders above the rest of the competition, quality is subjective. So let's say, for example, I might look at this design and say, this design is beautiful. It deserves to be featured because the way the lines are, the way the color, the way it's all set up, it's just perfect, right? And then somebody else looks at, for example, this design and says, you know what? This design deserves to be perfect because the colors are, etc. So we're going to feature this artist over the other one because the colors or whatever. No, the answer is no. Redbubble doesn't do that. They're equal opportunity company. So they're not going to treat you based on the quality of your designs, because quality, remember, is subjective to the average or the overall large population. But what they're going to do instead is they're going to treat you well, right? Give you that top line service, becoming a featured artist by you promoting them outside of their platform, right? And like I said, they've written articles on this. So, what is my overall message to this? Obviously, like I said, I mean, guys, I have to deal, you guys know what this is, right? I want to be clear about this, okay? We have to erase from our heads this artist mentality. We have to erase from our heads the idea that if we create 60 designs a day, they're not going to be good designs. Who told you that? And honestly, guys, and I'll be 100% frank, the people who really complain about 60 designs per day, and they say that they're not really complaining. What they're really doing is they're kind of, I'll explain what I mean in just a second. But when somebody says, you can't do good 60 designs a day good, really what they're doing is they're trying to find a reason. They're trying to find an excuse. They're looking for an excuse to be able to essentially get a pass on why they're cutting themselves short. That's really what it is. And I'm just going to keep it real. And I've seen this in business millions and millions and millions of times. There's one time, I'll give you an example. I had a full-on business plan. I had paid for the business. I had paid for all the aspects to the business. I had the employee. I had everything you could possibly need for this business. And I had somebody who I wanted to be a partner. He was a friend. He'd never done business before. I told him, I was going to hold your hand throughout the whole entire business. But there's a window on this business because the clock is going to end on this, okay? And guys, I told him there's a window on this business. If we could sell this product together, we're going to do well. We're going to do really well. You can maybe walk away with 60 to 70 grand. By the way, he was 72 grand in debt because of his pharmacy school, and he worked as a paraprofessional, and he was making about like 30 something. And all the money that he was making, he was spending on like an Acura, like some sort of car, and he was also he was only paying off the interest on his student loans. Okay, he wasn't paying off any extra so he can cover his loan. This business literally could have changed his life. I gave him every single reason to have no excuse. In terms of the product, I had the product already fully created. In terms of the business, everything was set up. All he had to do is follow my exact directions. But guess what? I told him, listen to me. And by the way, we had tried businesses before this because he kept telling me, I want to do business and all this, right? And I finally had given him the best opportunity of his life. And guess what he did? He squandered it. I told him very specifically. I said, if you want to do this, you have to answer me by this day so we can move forward. Because we can't waste any time. And guess what? A week passed by, 2 weeks passed by, the certain date for him to call me and let me know passed by, and he didn't do it. I didn't go on the phone and start chasing him and say, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you? No. I took that message as, okay, I'm just going to have to move forward without him. And when we did that business that year, I did it without him, and we made about 67 grand. Imagine if we did it together, right? And by the way, that window did close, and I took the money and ran with it. But imagine if we had worked together on it. What could we have made? 70, 80, 90? It's still something that he could have took away from that business. So what I'm trying to say here is, and I'll explain this as well. When I was explaining the business to him, he was trying to find every excuse in the book. And when I say excuse, he wasn't coming out and saying, listen, I just can't do this. I'm just not built for it. He didn't say that. He kept saying, well, maybe the market's not good, or maybe the product is bad, or maybe this is that, or this. And he was coming with, like I said, every excuse in the book. And this is another example of that, right? when you say something like, I can only do 1 or 2 maximum, artists doing 60, we can't draw that, and you're right about that. But I'm telling you that you don't have to utilize those, you don't have to draw, you don't have to do any of that. I'm giving you the exact game plan. And the problem is that if you don't operate on a game plan to success, an exact game plan, I promise you, you're going to get lost throughout the way. This is why I simplify every business I get into. I simplify it. I break it down. I think, okay, what are the engines? What are the moving parts? What can I control? And how can I get better? That's it. And I make it work every single time. Every single time. I've said this on a consulting call with an individual before, and he was kind of shocked. I said, listen, you give me any product, I could sell it. I can make money off it. I could turn it into a business. Any product in the world, I can do that too. Because I know the principles of business. Okay? When I see a comment like this, what I'm really seeing is I'm seeing somebody who believes in their heart that they can't measure up and can't do 60 designs a day. For whatever reason. Whether it's a talent, whether it's a commitment issue. Because honestly, it's not a physical issue. It's usually a commitment issue. It's a mental thing. It's like for some people that's a daunting task. And guys, I'm being clear. You do not have to do 60 designs per day if you don't want to. I'm not telling you guys to go out and do that. What I'm saying is that you have to be real with yourself, right? And when you see a comment like this, you have to be aware that, and I already disproved like the theory, right? So they're saying that all these featured artists have only 10 to 300. Not true. The first one I picked up had 2,182 designs. Now, also, it is unfair. It is unfair to behave like the top, or not even the top, the rarest percentage of a group of people on Redbubble. How many people do you see get featured every week or every month on Redbubble? How many? The answer is you can count them on your fingers. You can count them on your hands. There's not many people. So you're talking about a fraction of a fraction of a fraction out of 800,000 people. That is not the majority. That is the vast minority. That is very, 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 very rare. And it's not based on success. It's not based on sales. It's not based on hard work. It's simply based on promotion. It's based on favoritism. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. I mean, let's be realistic. When you get featured on Redbubble, it's a favoritism kind of thing. Because you gave them something, they give you something back. That's really what it is. Now, this idea that you get a lot of sales on Redbubble, that's actually not true. I know a few people in my personal life who have been featured on Redbubble and their sales have not changed. Because what is the golden rule that I've said to you guys about Redbubble before? At the end of the day, the consumer is the one who buys the product. If they see the product and they don't want to buy, they're not going to buy. It doesn't matter if it's featured. It doesn't matter if it gets 1 million views. Anything doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is if the consumer wants to buy the product. And how do we get consumers to want to buy our products? We create them at scale, at mass, and we create as many as possible. Now, if you look at Redbubble, okay, and this is my last closing argument to this whole entire thing. If you look at Redbubble, okay, and you look at all the designs ever created on Redbubble, most of them, the overwhelming majority, are not artist-type designs. Like, for example, if we go to this guy right here, this person who is a featured artist, by the way, with 461 designs, which is 161 more than the 300 that you mentioned, right? This person probably drew all their designs, right? That's fair. We can say that, okay? Or maybe they didn't. I mean, who knows? But I think they did because the theme is all the same, right? Realistically saying, how would Redbubble know? And they don't. But how would Redbubble know if he's drawing, or he or she is drawing every single one of their designs? How would they know if they're not getting it from some sort of image bank? How would they know? The answer is they wouldn't, and they don't check for it. So this idea that you have to be an artist on Redbubble is absolutely ludicrous, okay? Now, also, if you look on the majority, and this is what I wanted to say earlier, but I got distracted. If you look at the majority of art on Redbubble, it's art that has been curated through Adobe, through GIMP, right, through Canva, and it's art that is kind of like this style, like this guy's style right here, okay? Like this kind of stuff, like quotes, text with images. It's not usually art Like, when I say art, it's not usually somebody drawing these things. Like, this guy didn't hand draw this design. And guess what? The majority of designs are exactly like this on Redbubble. They're not hand drawn. They're just curated through a computer. Like, something like this. Do you think somebody drew this piece of art? The answer is no. Okay? What I'm trying to say is that you don't have to be an artist to be on Redbubble. More importantly, the real artists, the people who are actually drawing, make up a very, very, very small percentage of people on Redbubble. And if you want to be an artist, go ahead and do that. But that's not, you're not exposing the true business ability of Redbubble in that case. And this YouTube channel is about making money on Redbubble. It's not about being an artist. If I wanted to talk about being an artist, I would make videos on graphic design and how to draw sharks and how to draw goldfish and how to draw clowns. I wouldn't do that, but I'm not doing that. Why? Because I don't sit there and draw. And like I said, if you like to draw, that's a personal thing. It's not a business thing. It's a personal thing. You enjoy it? Great. That's phenomenal. I actually think drawing is a beautiful, admirable quality that someone could have. But the thing is that if you look at the tactics, if you look at the characteristics of what makes somebody successful on Redbubble, it has nothing to do with their drawing ability. It has to do with their ability in efficiency, in speed, the ability to create quality designs, which, by the way, does not require drawing. And then finally, that leads to productivity. Okay? So, and by the way, guys, once again, 60 designs a day. I've done it. 34 minutes. And by the way, I've recorded it. And on top of that, the method that I'm doing when I create my 60 designs per day, because of the way I do it, I don't do any market research for them. The only thing I'm doing market research is for the very first design. Like, and once again, I've shown this all in the course, in the design course. Now, the design course is not public. It's not out yet. Nobody knows about it yet. So, but it's all recorded. It's all there. I'm going to release it soon, okay? What I'm trying to show in the course and the guide is, and I'm not trying to sell the course, I'm just kind of explaining it, because this kind of shows how I make my money on Redbubble, which is, I don't go for the artistic stuff. I go for, what are people searching for? How can I put designs that are better than the competition in front of them? That's it. Simple as possible. What are people searching for? How can I beat the competition, put those designs in front of them, in front of those customers to get the sale? That's it. I don't care about art. I don't care about drawing. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about getting featured. Getting featured means nothing. All it means is that you're getting a bunch of likes on your Redbubble account. It does not mean sales. Okay? Like, if you, like, let's be honest, those featured people who have like 17,000 likes on their profile, let's go ahead and actually go to one of these guys. How about that? This guy has 331 designs. They're featured. Let's just go ahead and view the profile. 571,000 likes. Do you think that even a tenth of that bought? 57,000 people bought? The answer is no. Okay? This person was featured. You got to realize the website makes 33 million visitors a month. Of course they're going to get 500,000 favorites on a post, 30,000 followers on a post. That's not even 1% of the followers for people to follow this person after being exposed to the whole entire website. You don't get sales from being featured. You just get attention. And I've said this before, attention does not equal sales. Targeted attention could equal sales. That's why we use Instagram bots. But like I said, that's a whole different thing. You guys know what I'm talking about when I mention the Instagram bots. So hopefully this video was the defining line to explain to everybody what is my approach behind Redbubble, and more importantly, okay, do you have to be an artist to be on Redbubble and make money? All right, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Bye.